Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4. Episode 4.
104.
I'm not 104.
We're not back into the swing of things.
Episode 104 of the In From Japan podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest news on Japan-developed games and other things in relation to them. As always, I'm your host, Erroll Moss, and with me is my co-host, the phenomenon from Suriname, Jason Corder.
Hey.
And sorry about the fan thing still hasn't been figured out, but my computer, don't have to worry about it crashing, because it was my capture card that was the problem.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So either I have to get a new one, or I have to mess with that. But yeah, the fan problem is the computer itself. I don't know how to fix that. So luckily my fan, like on the bright side, my fan is on full blast, so I don't have to worry about it overheating ever if it gets hot. But you're gonna hear that background noise, so I apologize for that. This week this podcast, we're just focusing on the Nintendo Mini Direct. That was the June 28th, 2022 Nintendo Mini Direct. I know we're a little late. Just let's bear with us. That's because of life stuff, and it's a good thing we waited because a couple of things were cleared up during that time. So we'll get to that. Also, debating on whether to do a podcast dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh, a podcast episode dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh, because unfortunately the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, Kazuki Takahashi, passed away recently.
Yeah.
So let us know if you'd like us to do that at some point.
Yeah. But in either case, our condolences and well wishes to his family, friends, and coworkers.
Right. All right. So getting into the news. First, I'm going to actually start with something that was not in the Direct for some reason, but it's confirmed for Switch, and the English release for Switch is Shin-Chan, Me and the Professor on Summer Vacation, the Endless 7-Day Journey coming west for PS4, Switch in August. I think most of these stories are by Saruman from Gamatsu. So publisher Neos Corporation and developer Millennium Kitchen will release Shin-Chan. Yeah, that's a long thing. Yeah, okay. In August worldwide, the company's announced. It will support English, Japanese, German, Spanish, and Portuguese subtitle options. In Japan, where the game is currently available for Switch, the initial PS4 release will be digital only, but a physical edition is also planned. Further information regarding the physical release will follow at a later date. It is currently unknown whether a physical edition is planned for release in the West. Developed by the studio behind the Boku no Natsu Yasumi series, Shin-Chan, The Endless 7-Day Journey, first launched for Switch on July 15th, 2021 in Japan and May 4th, 2022 in Asia, and has since surpassed 400,000 combined shipments and digital sales. It seems like a very nice farming game almost, or just like a similar vibe. It's not a farming sim, but it has a similar vibe.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's more like a chill life game, kind of like something you'd put in the same genre as The Sims or
Attack of the Friday Monsters, maybe.
Sure.
It's I say the concept is similar, given that I think in Shin-Chan, it's like that's also during summer vacation, and I think in Shin-Chan they're just like dinosaurs walking around.
Yeah, it's also kind of in the same vein, maybe not entirely the same vein as the Doraemon games that recently came out.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a nice alternative.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this is getting localized, but I'm happy that it is.
Yeah, Shin-Chan is an odd property in that being it's really popular in Japan and I think in some European territories. And in America, there used to be a localized version of the anime.
Yeah, but it was adult oriented. They made it more adult oriented.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty funny.
I think we covered it a while back that that localizing the Shin-chan property is kind of tricky because a lot of the jokes are very Japan specific
Right.
and based on Japanese wordplay. So that makes it very tricky to adapt to international audiences.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't in the direct. I'm not sure why, but it was announced like the night before.
Well, I'm guessing this announcement for the Shin-chan game was maybe locked in at a later time, and the direct was already set in motion a while back.
Yeah, that's possible. And then what was in the direct, the Japan developed games that were in the direct, starting with Super Bomberman R2, which it'll also be on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Konami has announced Super Bomberman R2. It will launch in 2023. It'll have a new battle mode, Castle, challenging players to apply their creative genius to design their own bases, defend it from enemies, and share their creation with the world. The story of the 8 Bomberman brothers and their new friends, the Elons. A threat looms in the universe once again. Can the 8 Bomber brothers and their new friends, the Elons, save the universe and keep the peace? Details about the action-packed new single-player story mode will be revealed at a later date. Castle Battle Mode. Fight asymmetrical battles of 1 versus 15 in a new attack versus defend battle mode. A defending player is tasked with creating the map and placing defensive traps to slow down the attacking players, who will try to outplay the defensive roadblocks. Defending players will have the help of new character types called Elons to ward off the attacking players. Level Editor Creation Mode. Players will have different terrain options, wall placements, and defensive gimmicks at their disposal to create new stages. Players can also share their uniquely crafted levels with other players online. Other modes. Super Bomberman R2 also brings popular Super Bomberman R battle modes such as Standard Battle Mode, Battle 64, Battle 64, I can't talk today, and Grand Prix. So yeah, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, were you a fan of the
Especially
first one?
because the first one seemed to be like very it launched with the Switch and it seemed to be largely ignored.
And yeah, I'm not sure. I'm kind of fuzzy on the details from the Switch's first year, but was it kind of mediocre in reception?
It was. I don't remember. But I know the spin-off Super Bomberman R Online was not well received.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So I'm glad they went back to like they didn't just say okay, no more Bomberman because the online game failed. No, they.
Well, I mean, Bomberman is still a well-known and popular enough property that they keep bringing it back. So.
And speaking of popular series that are being brought back, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection announced for Switch as well as PlayStation 4 and PC. Capcom has announced Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection for PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. It will launch in 2023. It will be available as an all-in-one physical edition for PS4 and Switch, as well as digitally in 2 volumes. So it will include
10 games.
Well, both versions of. So it'll include. Oh, also this is known as Mega Man.exe in Japan because you're
Rockman EXE,
going
right?
in. Oh, Rockman EXE. Yeah, you're right. Because you're going into the internet with the little virtual pet or net navi, and you're going around and solving internet crimes, basically. It's kind of like Summer Wars because everything is powered by the internet.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, so there are 10 games. Battle Network 1, Battle Network 2, Battle Network 3 white and blue versions, Battle Network 4 red sun and blue moon versions, Battle Network 5 Team Proto Man and Team Colonel versions, and Battle Network 6 Cybeast Gregar and Cybeast Falzar versions. There's also a music player, a gallery, and visual filters.
kind of surprised Mega Man Star Force games aren't making a comeback.
Well, that would be after this, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's still within the network sub franchise, right?
No, they had a crossover, but they're not. Otherwise, they're not connected.
Okay. There was also that GameCube game. Network
Right. There were two
transmission,
other ones.
yeah.
There were two spin-offs that they didn't include in this. The Battle Network or Mega Man Network Transmission and Battle Chip Challenge.
Yeah.
But they decided to exclude those because I don't know. they're technically spin-offs.
I think the network transmission one is a bigger property or a bigger game to adapt. Maybe it probably wouldn't fit within the same how do I say this, vibe, because the Mega Man game Battle Network games are kind of like top-down RPGs or isometric RPGs, I should say. And the network transmission game is kind of like a traditional Mega Man game, but with a Battle Network twist on top of it.
Now, if you're not familiar with Battle Network and are interested in playing a game like it, I'd recommend One Step from Eden.
Yeah. I'm kind of...
which I think is on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken.
It should be.
Or it was on Game Pass previously.
Yeah.
But that one is also a little different because it has some roguelite elements, which were not present in actual Battle Network. Apparently, I wonder what they're going to do with the localization, because some of the localization for the older games is wild and like outdated.
I hope they keep it.
Like oof.
I mean,
it's like some of this is like, how did they even get away with this back then?
Not the problematic ones, of course, but I kind of want them to get away with it, kind of like how animated movies get away with a lot of adult jokes within their time frame. When kids won't get it, but adults who go through the material will definitely get it.
Right. I've been waiting for this collection because I played a bit of 3 and a bit of 6. I really liked 6. It's a shame I never finished it, but next year I'll finally get to. It's interesting that they just have like 2 versions of each, and you could just choose to. But I'm like, what else were they gonna do?
Yeah. That's kind of tricky. I kind of thought they'd split it up differently, because the way the Volume 1 and Volume 2 collections are split is kind of evenly, but that's weird. I thought they'd do it like Mega Man Battle Network 1 for both collections, and then 1 and 2, and then starting with 3 they'd have one version of each on both collections, if that makes sense.
And there's also a weird like thing with Mega Man Battle Network 3 where there's the black version that was only in Japan, and I forgot what the specifics were and what the differences were between why they got I forgot if it was a third version or what the specifics were on that.
Is it kind of like how in Japan Pokemon Blue was the enhanced version of green and red, and that became the basis for the international versions?
I'm looking up right now. Battle Network 3. Yeah, the second... Okay. First game of the series, the original Japanese release started as a standalone game. However, a second version titled Battle Network Rockman EXE 3 Black was released a few months later. Like the later alternate versions, it replaced and introduced exclusive battle chips, chip codes, a boss, a form change, and a number of cosmetic changes. Unlike later games, however, the in-game shop stock greatly differs. There's some exclusive stuff. Both versions would become the basis for the localized version of the game, with the original EXE3 becoming Mega Man Battle Network 3 White and Black becoming Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue. Huh, that's interesting.
It's kind of like the Pokemon situation.
So they made one after the other, but then they still based it off of both versions, based the localized versions off of both the older and the newer version.
I mean,
huh.
You gotta maximize those profits somehow.
No, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I'm super excited for that coming back.
Yeah.
Hopefully it means we can get a Mega Man Legends collection maybe someday.
Goodness, that would be amazing. I mean, I'm still holding out hope for Mega Man Legends 3 making a comeback somehow, but
I also want a remaster of Mega Man X Command Mission, the turn-based JRPG.
Listen, I played that, I beat it. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's fine.
It's fine, sure, and interesting in the way it presents the world and has a turn-based battle system, but the game has
Time for a remake.
Maybe not a remake, maybe a sequel that fixes a lot of the fundamental flaws, I'd say.
Maybe.
But it is worthwhile because the art style is kind of cool. It's
right.
cel-shaded and has a very different look that you're accustomed to.
Right. Because as a kid, I played a bit of X4 and X5, and I was terrible at those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw my friend playing Command Mission, and I was like, oh, I wish the other games were more like this. I get.
Yeah, you definitely have your finger on the pulse for whatever is turn-based instead of action-based.
It depends on the game these days.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Battle Network coming back. All right, next up, Pac-Man World Repack announced for Switch as well as PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, and Xbox One and PC. Due out August 26th. Publisher Bandai Namco and developer Now Production have announced action platformer Pac-Man World Repack for all those systems I just said. It will launch on August 26th. First released in 1999, Pac-Man World saw Pac-Man's exciting debut to the 3D platforming genre. This first entry in the Pac-Man World trilogy went on to sell 1.5 million units worldwide. Now the remaster that fans have requested is nearly here. In Pac-Man World Repack, Pac-Man arrives home on his birthday to find the ghosts have kidnapped Pac-Man's family and friends and ruined his party. Pac-Man must set out to adventure through the 6 areas of Ghost Island to rescue its family and friends and face off against the ghost boss, Talkman, which is like an evil robot-looking guy. With polished graphics, enhanced gameplay, and updated features, Pac-Man World Repack is action platforming fun for both experienced Pac fans and new Pac enthusiasts. I have to go. Why would you say Pac enthusiast?
I don't know, man. I got nothing.
I recently did an article about Pac-Man games you didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Pac-Man Mon game for mobile phones.
As you do.
It was also a puzzle game. It was like Puzzles and Dragons, but it was Pac-Man. But yeah, and people were confused because this game has Pac-Mom and not Miss Pac-Man, but the rights for Mrs. Pac-Man are like a whole jumbled mess.
Yeah. Everything from the bygone era is a jumbled mess.
Right. I'm excited for this, but because I never got to play this game and I always saw it like in gaming magazines.
Way to date yourself.
So I remember I was taking like an art class when I was a kid, like an after school art class, and the guy I would always like show the like whoever was like helping me with the draw stuff, like a thing I wanted to draw. It was usually just tracing it, but I would always show I would bring a gaming magazine and show the person what I wanted to draw. And one time there was something I wanted to draw, but I forgot what it actually was, and he's like, that might be a little too hard. So then I just flipped over to 3D Pac-Man. I was like, what about this? And then I drew 3D Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. I also remember these games from reading gaming magazines back then, and it was always like, oh, this looks cool. And then you read the review, and it's like, maybe not.
I don't remember reading a review. I just remember seeing it. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad Bandai Namco is going into their old platformer library too. I mean, Klonoa is coming out. Well, by the time this is out, Klonoa will be out on PC and Switch at least. There's some weird stuff going on with the Xbox and PlayStation versions apparently. But I'm also excited for that because I've never gotten to play Klonoa either.
Ooh, Klonoa is gonna be such a good time.
I actually just wrote an article about like things you didn't know about Klonoa that's coming out soon.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah. Speaking of weird rabbit-looking things, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of launches October 20th.
Yeah. It's if you don't like the rabbits, you won't like this game, maybe. But
well, remember, it is a strategy game. People don't play these games because of the Rabbids.
That is true.
People play them because of Mario, and it's a strategy game with some similarities to XCOM, apparently.
The first game, yes, it has a tactical grid-based gameplay.
Yeah, I have the first game, and I need to play it before this comes out.
Oh, you definitely need to play it. It's
because I got it on sale.
It's such a fun time. It's regularly on sale and for very for a very good price, I'd say.
One of the few Mario games you'll see constantly on sale.
Yeah, because it might be a Mario game, but it's a Ubisoft. I think Milan. Ubisoft Milan developed it.
Ubisoft Milan. Yeah.
And it's a really fun game, really really fun and charming. And I'll drop a hot take. I don't mind the rabbits that much.
I wouldn't mind them if it weren't for them like taking not that they're taking Rayman Spotlight, but like people forget that the Rabbids
originated
exist because of Rayman. Yeah. And I'm like, where is a new Rayman game?
Listen,
Rayman Legends or Rayman Origins, whichever one was like years ago.
They brought back Rayman for 2 games, and people were probably less interested in that than maybe a Rabbids game. So it's on us for not buying the Rayman games.
I blame the minions.
Why?
Because, dude, the Rabbids and the minions are so similar. The Rabbids actually predate.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. so I wouldn't.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame them. But yeah.
Anyways, the game will be available in standard and gold editions. The latter includes the base game, the season pass, which contains upcoming downloadable content packs, including additional story content featuring new heroes, quests, and battles. Also includes the Galactic Prestige pack with 3 exclusive and supremely stylish weapon skins for your team, unlockable right away. Save the galaxy, but do it with pizzazz.
Charming.
Meet Mario and the Rabbid Heroes and build your dream team with 3 heroes among the eclectic roster of 9, including all-time favorites Rabbid Peach, Luigi, Rabbid Mario, Princess Peach, and some unexpected newcomers. Take advantage of heroes' special abilities to outwit even the strongest enemies in battle. Use your hero's skills in an innovative combat system, mixing turn-based tactics with real-time action. Take control of your heroes to dash your enemies, team jump on your allies, hide behind cover, and make the best out of your turn. Specialize your heroes with the sparks you choose. Use all the exotic powers and tools at your disposal to craft your own strategies and prevail against all odds. There's some other stuff, but post-launch content. Yeah, more content should come post-launch. There's also, you can download the game as a free trial on Switch until the game comes out, or until a little before the game comes out.
You have there's a counter on the Switch home screen, and it's 5 days and a couple of hours now. It should be. And if I'm not mistaken, it's only available if you have the Nintendo Online subscription.
Nintendo Online, yeah. And I'm sure it stops at a certain point once you get far enough.
Yeah. And
although it would be hilarious if somebody just went through.
No, I'm mistaken. I always thought there was a demo for this game, but I'm probably
No, it's a trial.
No, but I mean before the trial came about.
Oh.
Yeah, but I might be mistaken. Probably mistaken.
Yeah, there's a trial for it. So go download that if you want to try it first. Next up, Psy Games releases roguelite action game Little Noah Scion of Paradise for Switch, PS4, and PC. Publisher and developer Psy Games and developer Grounding Inc. have released roguelite action game Little Noah Scion of Paradise for PS4, Switch, and PC via Steam for $15. Join the genius alchemist Noah and her cat companion Zipper as they explore ancient ruins to uncover the secrets hidden within. Create unique teams and combos from over 40 recruitable allies in this casual but compelling game. Port Mana Cloud, what a name, a nation that owes its powers to power and prosperity to its alchemist. Noah, an alchemical prodigy, is journeying across the skies in her airship when she discovers mysterious floating ruins. As she draws closer to investigate, a cat leaps on board. The cat accuses Noah of being a tomb raider and unleashes a storm that sends her vessel crashing down. In need of parts to repair her ship and driven by curiosity, Noah enters the ruins. Explore dungeons that shift with each playthrough and sweep through foes along the way. Use recruitable allies, Lilliputians, and items you collected to defeat the ruin bosses. If you get knocked out during your adventure, never fear. You can use the items you've earned to power up Noah and come back stronger than ever. Repair your airship, reap the benefits. As you venture through the ruins, you'll collect mana to repair and upgrade facilities aboard your airship. These facilities will give you boosts to make your next adventure smoother. Each facility gives different boosts, so choose how you want to power up Noah. Recruit the Lilliputians you've acquired into a dungeon-crawling party. Attack combos change depending on the order of your lineup. Choose from over 40 Lilliputians to customize your party and maximize your power. So we got a little Mon game-like action going on there.
Would I call it Mon game?
It's adjacent. I would say it's from the mechanics it's adjacent, but otherwise it's not.
I see it as a more action platform version of Pikmin because or Lemmings.
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
You have like the main character that goes about and goes about the world in a platformer sense and has then these little things following it and you use your Pikmin-esque Lilliputians to help you with gameplay. So in that sense, I'd say it's more. I want to say there was a different game, maybe an NIS America game.
No, I know there is.
Like
there's something that's similar, right?
What's it called again? Lapis something.
I don't know.
Was it Lapis Labyrinth? I think it's Lapis Labyrinth. But that also seemed like a bit more chaotic than this game. But yeah.
Right. There are games that with similar concepts where you're collecting different allies and using them that way rather than actually summoning them.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
what have you.
Yeah. But yeah. It looks really cool though.
Wonderful 101.
Yeah, it also gave me that vibe.
Ish.
But it's definitely a cool looking game, and I should make some time to dive into it.
It's only $15.
Yeah, it's not a bad price.
Yeah. And then next up, Live Alive demo available now. So there's a demo for Live Alive on Switch. It features the beginning of 3 chapters. The Sifu, the martial arts master in ancient China, I want to say the shinobi in feudal Japan, and then I think the other one is the psychic kid in the far future.
Okay. I haven't gotten into it yet because I'm still trying to finish Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
So I finished the China part.
Okay.
And I'm on the Japan one. You can do it in any order.
Yeah.
But yeah, I finished the China part. I'm on the Japan one now. Or last time I played, I need to go back to it.
How are you liking it so far?
I like it a lot. It's like there's stuff with how like, so you have to move. Like there's like it's turn based, but there's kind of like a time limit before your enemy attacks, and you move while that time limit.
So kind of like the active time battle system.
Kind of, but like not, but with moving your character.
Okay. How does it compare to?
And then different attacks will attack different things because it's still like it's technically on a grid.
Yeah.
So different attacks will attack in different like
depending on your
areas.
Positioning.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How are you comparing it to Octopath Traveler? Because if I'm not mistaken,
I've barely played out Octopath.
Really? Because if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, this game served as kind of an inspiration for Octopath in the way that
Right. Yeah. This makes sense.
Yeah, in the way that you choose your own adventure.
Right.
And in that respect, it also reminds me of the Saga games.
Yes, it's very much
Yeah.
like Octopath in that
Yeah.
way. I need to play Octopath eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd like it. It's a turn-based RPG, and
But I think I was like the voice acting was just not. I guess because I had it in English and I played as like the beast tamer first, and I was like, "Stop talking like that."
What was her name again? Letting us hunt, something like that. Yeah, she has a very old-timey English way of speaking, but I mean the other characters are pretty good. It's I think the voice acting in Octopath is a bit better than Triangle Strategy.
That demo I did finish.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Square Enix, I don't think you have it on the list, but Nier Automata is also making its way to Switch.
Oh, right.
And
I did not have it on the list.
And for those worried about the performance, Square Enix has...
It's not cloud.
No, it's not cloud. They have confirmed it's 1080 by 720 while in handheld, and or 1920 by 720 in handheld, and 1920 by 1080 in docked mode, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be at a lock 30 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Kingdom Hearts fans were mad.
It is kind of interesting how they arrived at those decisions, because usually Square Enix, when they drop a game on Switch, they're very much about taking the utmost care in porting it. So
Right.
It must have been a financial decision to get Kingdom Hearts on the Switch as soon as possible, instead of taking the time to properly port it. But
I could never get into Nier Automata. I tried playing it several times. It just never clicked. Nier Replicant, same thing.
Really?
Those games just... Yeah, the Nier games just don't click for me for whatever reason.
Is it the art style or the storytelling?
No, I think it's it might be the storytelling and the way you have to do multiple endings and you have to do these certain things at a certain point, or else you don't do...
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I mean,
I don't want to do that.
If you kind of ignore the end credits after every alphabetical playthrough and see it as just one big story, I think that might help.
I just think it's just not.
And also,
for me,
if it also helps, maybe to keep in mind that after the first playthrough, every subsequent playthrough. So if you're done with playthrough A, B through Z would be shorter each time you go through it. So it's not like it's the full 40 hours with every playthrough.
Right.
It just.
But I'm just not.
Yeah, I get it. I get
that. Like if I want a game with multiple endings, I'll go play a visual novel.
I mean, a lot of RPGs have multiple endings.
No, but I mean like as many as like Nier has.
You don't need all of the endings.
I don't know. But I'm just not that into it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Next up, and we mentioned this earlier, kind of, Doraemon Story of Seasons Friends of the Great Kingdom announced for Switch, PS5, and PC. Bandai Namco has announced Doraemon Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom for PS5, Switch, and PC via Steam. It'll launch in 2022 worldwide. This represents the latest entry to the Doraemon Story of Seasons series, in which the internationally famous character Doraemon appears in the world of the Story of Seasons video games, a beloved title for over 20 years now. The title is a heartwarming lifestyle simulation game which will resonate with players everywhere. A wide range of unique Doraemon-themed activities using secret gadgets are also available in addition to the quests found in all the Stories of Seasons games, with new games and gameplay elements added, as well as a touching and inspiring new story for this new title. It doesn't say you can use Doraemon's secret gadget to make farming life more convenient. But it doesn't really say anything with improvement. Oh, you can play with a friend. I don't know if the first one had that. In multiplayer mode and live your farming life together. Work the fields in tandem, fish alongside one another, and who knows, that big turnip you can't pull up alone might just come unstuck if the two of you work together. So I'm kind of surprised that this is getting localized again, but I guess the first one must have done well enough. Right?
I'd say yes, and I also think that
I was surprised the first one came out too.
yeah, there's that. But I also think that they're trying to have Doraemon have a bigger foothold in the West, because they also they localized some of the movies. And
they localized a recent series a couple years back.
I think it's on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
It first aired on Disney XD, and they did some 4Kids level editing, turning a first aid kit into a pizza.
Well, there you go. In my region, Doraemon, Stand By Me 1 and 2 are on Netflix.
Right, those are on Netflix for us as well.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, he's a popular character. I guess they're trying to get him to have more international recognition.
Yeah, popular is an understatement. He's one of, if not the most popular manga/anime figure in Japan.
Right.
I mean, the show has been going on for decades at this point, probably.
Well, there are several different anime series, but
yeah, that. That Detective Conan. There's that one manga /
That kid is never going to turn back into an adult.
There's that one anime / manga based on a police officer. I feel like that's still coming out.
There's the family that lives in the watermelon.
Yeah, so plenty of anime and manga to get your hands on.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, One Piece is still going. That One Piece is nothing compared to how long these other things have been going.
Sure, but
it's getting up there.
I mean, these are very long running shows, but
right. These are from the started in the 80s or maybe even before.
But they don't have the same level of international cachet as One Piece, so.
Right. Next up, Erroll game number 1, Dragon Quest Treasures, launches December 9th for Switch. Dragon Quest Treasures will launch for Switch on December 9th worldwide. Publisher and developer Square Enix and developer Toze announced. A completely new spin-off from the Dragon Quest series, Dragon Quest Treasures, explores the childhood escapades of the siblings Eric and Mia, who first appeared in Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age. Eric and his sister Mia live on a Viking longship, dreaming of the day they can explore the world in search of grand treasure. One night they encounter a pair of otherworldly creatures, Porcus and Persila, and are whisked away to a mysterious place known as Draconia, a legendary land full of treasures just waiting to be discovered. The adventure Eric and Mia have always dreamed of is finally underway. With the vast world of Draconia to explore and tons of tantalizing treasure to find, Eric, Mia, and their cute companions will need some help. The team soon befriends and recruits a veritable variety of well-mannered monsters. By making use of these monsters' magical visions of hidden treasure and their unique treasure hunting abilities, our heroes will race over open fields, scale cliffs with a single bound, and glide over gaping chasms to locate loot in even the most fiendishly inaccessible spots. Yeah, so this was originally going to be a Dragon Quest Monsters game, but it turned into this more action-oriented game, while the separate Dragon Quest Monsters game is in development.
Mhm.
But of course, this is like an action-based Dragon Quest Monsters, essentially.
Yeah, I was about to say like it's all but a Dragon Quest Monsters game in name. So it's it
And gameplay.
and gameplay. So it's different, but it's probably still going to be a lot of fun.
It's kind of like, it kind of reminded me of the first Ni no Kuni a little bit. And also, well, we're on a Final Fantasy just because 2 characters going to it. And there was something else that reminded me of, but Dragon Quest Heroes, because in Dragon Quest Heroes 2 you can like get monsters and play as them. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. It's a shame it comes out so late in the year.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
that means it
Square
won't be on Game of the Year deliberations and such. Except for ours.
I mean, Square Enix's slate this year is jam-packed. So packed that they even moved Forspoken out of this year to early next year. So, I don't blame them.
I'd kind of rather have, like, I can wait an extra month for it. If you want to push it to January, go ahead.
Yeah.
If more people pay attention to it that way, I'd be fine with it.
I'll probably be stuck with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for the rest of the year, so,
Because, Pokemon comes out
also that.
just a little before that.
Yeah.
And God of War Ragnarok.
Crisis Core.
And we don't know. That's not confirmed for this year. That could be early next year.
Right.
Skull and Bones.
Well,
I mean, hey, it didn't look bad.
I'll have to, play the beta or the demo to have final thoughts, but
I just want more decent pirate games. And Sea of Thieves was fine. My biggest problem is the hand-to-hand combat. There's no weight to it.
Well,
I know it's not about that, but it just feels so floaty and just not good.
Yeah, it was about.
And we're getting attacked by skeletons all the time. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's that game is aimed more towards a younger fan base, whereas Skull and Bones is more
Skull and Bones
teen and mature rated, probably.
Right. Yeah. But anyways, around that time, a lot of games are coming out. So take all the time you need, Square Enix, if you decide to delay. Speaking of Square Enix games, we also have Harvestella, which was announced for Switch and PC. It's a new life simulation RPG with some Rune Factory vibes, for sure.
I mean,
in a vibrant and colorful world, players will tend their crops, befriend the town folks, overcome threats, discover the origins of the world, and the truth behind the calamity along the way. The story begins when the player wakes up in the middle of Quietus, a calamity that comes with the Quiet Man. No.
Different story.
That comes with each change of season and threatens all life.
Okay.
So there's a season of...
Real quick. Everyone keeps saying Rune Factory. And while I understand that, to me, it has closer parallels to the Atelier games, which I'm surprised.
I think less people have played those.
That's fair. And so far, only one person.
Atelier games have farming?
Yes, in a certain sense, where you farm materials, not crops or that stuff.
Right.
But
so
the way the gameplay flows and how you combine elements to create materials definitely looks like the Atelier games.
Right. Yeah. Players will be able to explore various cities and dungeons of the world. Namia Town, where cherry blossoms bloom all year round. Seaside Town Shatola, with a lively bar scene. Leith Village, with its beautiful colors of the 4 seasons. And the snow-covered holy capital, Argene. In order for players to reach the Sea's Light, the 4 giant crystals that govern the seasons. 4 crystals!
I mean, I wonder what those could be.
They must cross a beautiful yet rugged path. Vegetables, grains, and fruits can be grown on fields and shipped for money or used as crafting materials. They can also be used for cooking, where recipes can have the effect of recovering HP, or temporarily increasing stats, which will be useful while on adventures. At home, players take care of their animals, the round bird Clufowl, the dignified goat Woolum, and their pet Totokaku, which may lead to night. It doesn't even say what Totokaku is. It just says they're
Listen, the less questions you ask, the better.
comrades. Players will encounter new friends such as Shrika, a missionary in search of new faith, Heine, a flirtatious, that better not be Heine,
Dear
a
Lord.
flirtatious and handsome mechanic, a seal, a descendant of the Wind Readers, and Arya, a mysterious girl who says she has come from the future. By facing their problems and their different ways of life, you will gain a better understanding of your allies. Combat. During battle, switch instantly between a wide variety of jobs, like the fighter who unleashes quick sword techniques, the Shadow Walker who deals lethal blows with twin swords, or the mage who specializes in magic attacks to be victorious. Take on strong enemies by targeting their weak points and then eliminate them with a powerful double break attack. This is Final Fantasy
AF.
Harvest Moon.
Yeah. It's
Final Fantasy Life
it's
Sim.
basically Final Fantasy Harvest Moon. That's yeah. I think it shares a lot of I wanted to say similarities, but it probably shares a lot of development stuff with the Bravely Default series, in the way that the camera shifts from an overhead perspective to a third person perspective, and I think the character art is done by the same person that does the Bravely Default 2 character designs. So
it looks gorgeous.
It definitely looks gorgeous, yeah.
It's not. That's why I'm probably getting it on PC, because I want that to
really pop.
I want the full experience there. Yeah.
I mean, I'll
not that the Switch would run poorly. I mean, it was announced that it's Switch and PC, so there's a chance the PC version could be worse than the Switch version. There's always a chance.
That. I mean, I'll have to wait till reviews come out or gameplay comes out, because the Switch is not that bad in visuals for a lot of games.
No.
Like Monster Hunter,
it just depends.
Rise, which isn't 60 FPS, but it looks really good on Switch, and the
PC version looks a lot.
Yeah, sure, but you know where I'm getting at. And the latest Kirby game is also like very beautiful on the Switch.
First party games are usually fine.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this will be fine.
I guess we'll see. That comes out November 4th, I think.
Probably. Let me
like
check. Harvestella.
I accidentally deleted the link.
Okay, wait. I have it in the doc. In the other doc. Yeah, November 4th.
November 4th, yeah. I did say it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, and this is a game people, because it was during the highlight reel, people didn't realize what this game was. So I had to go back and check this out. Captain Velvet Meteor, The Jump Plus Dimensions. It's a strategy game developed by Momopa and published by Shueisha Games, and it is a tactical adventure game with free roaming exploration segments, strategic battles, light puzzle and stealth elements, but it features several characters from Jump Plus manga series, such as Kafka Hibino from Kaiju Number 8, Chrome from Heartgear, Slime from Slime Life, Gabimaru from Hell's Paradise Jigo Kuraku, Ushio Kofune from Summertime Rendering, Princess and X from 'Tis Time for Torture Princess, Chloe Love from Ghost Reaper Girl, and Lloyd Forager from Spy Family.
Yeah. I also read some interesting info on the story for this game. It's about a family that recently moved from France to Japan, and it's made up of hafus, like half Japanese, half French kids who are trying to find their place in a different society, and the way they kind of cope with that is through manga, which is kind of cool as a narrative setup.
Nintendo really did a disservice putting this in the highlight reel, especially with how popular Spy Family is.
Sure, but I also think they did it because they don't want to draw too much attention to the fact that it's not. How do I say this?
Jump Force 2?
No, it's not the Spy Family game a lot of people would be looking forward to, or the Kaiju number 8 game people are probably wishing for. I think it takes a lot of time.
When there's a Kaiju and number 8 game, you let me know.
Sure. I think it's...
That won't be for a couple of years.
I think this game deserves a bit more spotlight, as you said, but
yeah,
only because the mechanics and how the game actually works from start to finish aren't really known.
It also comes out super soon. Worldwide release date July 28th.
Yeah, it's also a smaller game. I think it's
right.
What you'd call what would be a good analogy?
Double A?
No, it's not double A.
Indie?
Yeah, it's
Japanese
it's
indie.
It's kind of like an indie game. Like it's for smaller runtime and smaller scale gameplay.
I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
I'll have to see a little more gameplay footage, but that definitely gets me interested. I haven't read most of these manga except for Kaiju number 8.
They are good. Like Spy Family, the anime just finished the first half of the season. It's really good. I highly recommend it. It's probably the standout this year.
I have a Crunchyroll sub and I just don't use it as much as I should.
Use it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I know.
There's also Go ahead.
I've been watching Kamen Rider on Shout Factory, that's why. So I've been watching Japanese TV, just not anime.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited to check that out. And then the biggest announcement was that, and we have 2 more things after this, but the biggest announcement was that Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable are all coming to Switch. And then 5 Royal and 3 Portable are coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC as well. And they're all coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Atlas will release Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable for Switch alongside their previously announced PlayStation, Xbox, and PC versions the company announced. Persona 5 Royal will launch for PS5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam and Microsoft Store on October 21st. It is already available for PS4. Persona 4 Golden will launch for Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Microsoft Store in 2023. It is already available for PS Vita and PC via Steam. Persona 3 Portable will launch for Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam and Microsoft Store in 2023. Already available on the well, not really, but
it's still available.
Yeah, technically, but yeah, it's unfortunate that Persona 3 Portable has to that the 2, 4, and 3 still have a while until they're released, because 3 I've been hoping for a port for a while because I never got to finish that one.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It's out of the 3 probably the darkest storyline.
Right.
Because it's concerning death and suicide as themes. It's a really good game. It's maybe not the version a lot of people were hoping for, but
yeah, people wanted like a combined
yeah
thing.
I was holding out hope for a full-on remake because Persona 3 Portable is different from Persona 3 proper, and then Fez as an epilogue, as you will. But yeah. Alex Donaldson of RPG Site and VG 24/7 said it best, that it's probably because Atlas doesn't have the assets anymore for Persona 3 and Fez. So kind of remaking that game or remastering that game would take a lot more than just doing a straight port of Persona 3 Portable.
So Portable is the one, so you can have a male or female protagonist. but you can't control your party members?
You can. Is that true? I should really look it up.
No, I thought that was the difference. The difference was the portable version, you couldn't control the party members, but in
No.
FES, I might be wrong. It might be the other way around.
Because portable came after FES. Let me look it up for you.
Okay. I played FES when I was playing it.
I played FES, but I didn't get all the way through it. And I played portable for a good while. Let me see. This selection alters some aspect of the story. Okay, the game's revised battle system draws on elements added in Persona 3's successor, Persona 4. In combat, the player is able to directly control every character. So there you go. Because that didn't start until Persona 4.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so that was like that was the big thing, and
yeah, we
kind of caused a lot of people to go, okay, so that Nintendo Mini Direct was actually all right, when a lot of people were like really not expecting anything.
I mean, even without Persona, it was a really good Direct with a lot of heavy hitters.
I think part of it is that like, and we're just going over the Japanese games. There were plenty of other
Western titles,
Western things, or indie titles from all over the world that were great. But people were just like so down on, don't expect anything, this and that.
I mean, it's because you don't know what you're gonna get beforehand,
right?
And people have gone all over the place with their predictions and expectations when it comes to these kind of presentations. Where if it's Sony, you're constantly expecting something on the level of God of War or The Last of Us. Right. And when it's Nintendo, you're constantly expecting the next Zelda or Mario or Metroid Prime 4 or Bayonetta 3. So it's...
Where is Bayonetta 3?
They're working on it, okay? Leave them alone. I think the only thing Switch owners are going to be begging for this time or in the coming future is Mother 3 and Prime 4. And that's it. We have nothing else. We've gotten everything we've already wanted.
Hey, I'm still waiting for that Wind Waker HD port.
They say it's coming. I mean, not Nintendo directly. I should clarify. It's been rumored, heavily
allegedly,
rumored, yeah, that Wind Waker HD is going to be making a port or its way via
that
a port.
and Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
I do have Skyward Sword. Maybe I should play that.
Yes, of course. I mean, I shouldn't really be speaking because I also own it but haven't played it yet. But that's because
it's one of those things where I like to get like these HD ports. One, for like preservation reasons, and two, because like I never had these games as when I was younger, so I was like, okay, I'll have these, and it's like it's on my backlog, but since they're older games, they're like on the back of the backlog, so they're not like.
I bought Skyward Sword a while back, but that's only because it was on sale, and Nintendo first-party games rarely go on sale. So I was like, okay, this might be the best time to get it. I might not get a chance until the end of the year or somewhere next year. So why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually focused on games that came out like the current year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm playing a not a Japanese, well, a very anime inspired game right now, Neon White. That's a great one. I recommend it.
Yeah.
It's not even my type of game, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
That's how you know it's good.
I'm still busy with Xenoblade Chronicles. I mean, I finished the main game, but I still have Future Connected to get through.
I still haven't finished that either.
It's like, jeez, when does this game end?
It's Future Connected is way longer than that.
I've put in at this point more than 100 hours in the first game.
And more difficult as well.
Is it more difficult? Not really.
I don't know. Maybe I just got lazy. I have no idea.
It's probably burnout because after 100 hours, you're like, okay, I'm not grinding a single second after all of that. I'm not doing it. all over again.
Right.
You could drop it down.
Time to do it all over again.
Yeah, you could drop it down to casual mode to just get through the story. And casual mode is
Right.
by no means just autopilot. The game is still
Right.
challenging, quote unquote.
Hey, I played Stranger of Paradise on that, I think.
On easy, or like story setting.
on easy, whatever it was, because I was like, well, the gameplay still feels fine.
Yeah, I need to get through that one still. So, yeah.
So that was interesting. Okay, so one of the things exclusive to the Japanese Direct that caught my eye was Fishing Spirits Fish and Play Aquarium, which will launch in 2022 in Japan, Switch exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Big Cat's Meadowland, an aquarium represented by a large shark and theme park featuring 5 attractions. Choose an attraction, gather medals, and answer quizzes to win medals. Catch various fish to fill out your aquarium. You can also closely observe the fish you collect. Theme park. There are 5 attractions to play in the theme park. Fishing Spirits Plus. Play the popular Fishing Spirits game from the arcade at home. Online God Angler Championship. Aim to become number 1 online. Poison Dock Legend. Get to know poisonous fish through story mode. Fishing Spirits Party. A collection of competitive games that everyone can play together. Shark Fever. Defeat sharks to win medals in this medal drop game. I just thought it was an interesting, because, like, I don't know, fishing games can be pretty interesting, especially Japanese fishing games.
So it's essentially a fishing mon game.
You don't battle the fish against each other, but
I mean, you collect them. I mean, you don't always battle in mon games.
It's fish collector.
It's a fish collector, sure.
But speaking of mon games, something that was recently confirmed for North American release, but was first announced during the Japanese Direct, was Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher, which is, as of right now, it's only announced for Switch. So we don't know if it'll be also on PC as the Monster Rancher 1+2 DX collection is. I expect it to also be on PC, but I don't know. Publisher Bandai Namco and developer Koei Tecmo have announced Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher for Switch. It will launch in 2022 in Japan and Asia with English subtitles, as well as in North America. Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher is a collaboration between the nationally popular special effects franchise Ultraman and the popular monster raising simulation game Monster Rancher, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher is a kaiju raising simulation game that adopts the base systems of Monster Rancher and Monster Rancher 2, allowing you to raise Ultra Kaiju like Alien Balton, Zeton, Gamora, and more. Ultra Kaiju Cross Monster Rancher. Choose your weekly activities and raise your Ultra Kaiju, including feeding, training, studying, and adventuring. In the farm where the Ultra Kaiju are raised, you can teach kaiju. Wait, what is this? This says you can each kaiju's various behaviors not depicted in their original works. And in tournament...
Yeah, it should be teach.
I don't know what I was supposed to say.
You should teach.
And in tournaments where powerful rivals compete, you can experience intense battles just like the original works. Kaiju raising. Why not raise an Ultra Kaiju? As a Kaiju breeder, the player raises partner Kaiju and aims to become the strongest breeder by winning tournaments. You can train your partner Kaiju through various means, including feeding, training, studying, and adventuring. Training improves their abilities, while studying enables them to acquire new skills. On the farm, where you raise your Ultra Kaiju, you can enjoy behaviors of Ultra Kaiju not depicted in the original works, including frolicking, dozing off, and sometimes even getting angry. No, Kaiju definitely got angry.
Frolicking.
In Ultraman. Yeah. Frolicking, yes. Kaiju frolicking.
Okay.
After raising your partner Kaiju, enter a tournament to compete against powerful rivals. The battle system is the same as previous Monster Rancher titles. The skills you can activate vary based on the distance from the enemy Kaiju. Increase your stats through training and learn new skills through studying to gain the upper hand in battle. Unlike the laid-back Kaiju you see on the farm, in battle Kaiju are fierce and fight with the same intensity on display in their original works. Fusion. There are over 200 Kaiju, including brand new ones. In Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher, Ultra Kaiju can be fused together to create a new monster, including monsters born through fusion. There are over 200 monsters in the game, such as the Zeton pattern Gamora. These monsters may look familiar, but you have never seen them like this. Kaiju generation. In Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher, you can generate Ultra Kaiju by using the song generation system to look up your favorite songs from your favorite artist, or by using NFC-compatible technology such as IC cards. The monster generator is different based on the information read from the IC card. Yeah, this is the most me game ever.
Yeah, I mean, the moment I saw it online, I sent it to you immediately. Because it wasn't in the main direct, like the direct focused in the Western areas.
It wasn't even confirmed to have an English release at that point.
Yeah.
And then, like a day later, it was confirmed for an Asian English release. And then a couple days later, during the Anime Expo Ultraman panel, it was confirmed for a North American release. But the North American release is digital only.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything about a collector's edition, a Japanese collector's edition.
Yeah,
yet.
so I think they were.
But if there is one, I'll be getting that.
They were either banking the announcement for the Ultraman celebration, or they were in final stages of settling on what, how, when, where was going to happen with terms of localization, or if it was getting localized at all.
Right. But it makes sense because, you know, the Monster Rancher collection was localized, and Subaraya has been going like full speed on trying to get Ultraman a bigger international audience.
Yeah.
Between you know, all the series that are on that you can stream on Shout Factory, the Ultraman anime series on Netflix, the upcoming unrelated anime movie that's going to be on Netflix, Shin Ultraman coming out in Japan and then coming out soon internationally.
Oh,
they're just full speed ahead on that.
We have some small breaking news.
We do.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack users in Japan are getting custom Robo games.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So that's great if you're in Japan.
Like GameCube? Is there a custom Robo for the N64?
I think it started on N64. Yeah. So it's the N64 games, the first and second game, and the GameCube game. I don't know if that's ever coming again.
Because we only got the GameCube one and the DS one.
Yeah.
So there's two on Nintendo 64, one on GameCube, one on Game Boy Advance, and one on Nintendo DS. Oh no, the GBA one was canceled. No, there was going to be a sequel. There was going to be a second one on Game Boy Advance, but it was canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, so original custom Robo. Okay, so that's not. We never had those, and I don't expect those to ever be localized. Yeah. That's not a huge deal to me. Anyways, back to Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher. Like last year, if you had told me like, hey, there's going to be a new Monster Rancher game next year, I'd be like, oh, well, they just released the collection, so that's good. A little sooner than I expected, but good. But then if you said it's going to be a collaboration with the Ultraman series, the Ultra series, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. It's like little Erroll had a dream and made it all reality somehow.
Right. I was showing a friend of mine this. I was like, and I told them, I said, like, you want to see? Because I was telling them about the Nintendo Direct, just catching up on everything. And like how I said this because I showed this to them after showing them everything else. Like, you want to see the most Erroll game ever?
Yeah, and it's definitely the most Erroll game ever.
Just needs some like space exploration or something.
And space pirates, and you're all set.
Yeah. Well, there is I believe Ultraman does have an alien race of space pirates that also happen to be kaiju.
As you do.
Well, they're kaiju when they turn giant, but I don't think they're like normally kaiju. But yeah, so if that species is in it, then there you go.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
I'm excited I want to see the fusions that you can do with Savenger. He's the robot that's in the cover art.
So, I don't know if I'm getting this because as a kid it used to appeal to me because when you're young and exposed to Pokemon and Digimon and everything that's similar, it's super interesting. And now as I'm older, I'm like, maybe this is not for me.
So, Monster Rancher is it's very peculiar in how you have to do everything in certain ways, and I'm still learning things because there's stuff you have to manage with lifespans and what you're feeding the monster and all these different.
It's more of a life sim than a game like Pokemon or Digimon.
Yeah.
Well, Digimon also has life sim.
Well, it's more like Digimon. Yeah, it's closer to Digimon
Yeah,
World.
I was about to say.
Than like Digimon Story.
Yeah.
Or Pokemon. But yeah, that is exciting.
Yeah.
Again, it's unfortunate that they're probably really gonna release it in December, as they did with the Monster Rancher 1+2 DX collection. But this is a very niche thing, so I don't expect it to be that big in the US anyway.
I mean, you'd think it'd be a smaller release, but the way this came out after the first collection is kind of positive, or it gives me hope that they're not abandoning the franchise after the first games came out again.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I hope they make it also leads to ports of 3 and 4.
Exactly. So it might lead to new ports or even a whole new game outright. So
like a new proper Monster Rancher game that isn't a not that Ultra Kaiju isn't a proper, but you know what I mean. That's not a crossover.
Yeah. Exactly.
This isn't the first time Monster Rancher has had crossovers with things.
Oh, really?
In one of the Monster Rancher games, if you put the DVD of the Matrix in, it'll unlock like a cat monster called I think it's called a Mew, is it called a Mew or is it called a? But it has a jacket and sunglasses and it looks like Neo.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have some other stuff like that too, where you put certain disc in and it'll unlock certain theme stuff. But there were like very few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny that they're doing a whole crossover with this.
Yeah. I mean.
And that's.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, what are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Monster Rancher, not Monster Hunter. Monster Rancher is like a perfect game to remix and collaborate with other properties. So I hope other companies partake in this going forward.
I think I don't know. I don't think it works as well. Ultra with the kaiju stuff. That's the other thing. Ultraman. There have been kaiju raising Ultraman games before as well. There was kaiju. I think it was called Ultra Kaiju Battle Breeder. Is like a turn-based mobile game, kind of similar to Dragon Quest Tact that released a couple years back. And then I think there might have been like another older one. So it kind of works because both of these things have similar gameplay elements.
Yeah.
From past games. So I don't see Monster Rancher crossing over with anything else. I could be completely wrong, but I just can't see anything else that it could really cross over with.
Okay. No.
In the same way.
I mean, what else is there?
And you could say, well, what about Godzilla? It's like, well, the reason it's Ultra Kaiju, the reason it's Ultraman Kaiju is because the Ultraman series has a lot, they repeat Kaiju a lot, but they also have a lot more Kaiju than the Godzilla series.
Well, there's that.
Unless you go into the extended media, like all the cartoons and stuff.
I mean...
Which they don't usually do.
I'm sure there's some way to make it work. But we'll see. We'll see.
You also have to remember that's a whole other company to deal with, too. That's Toho.
Yeah.
While Ultraman is owned by Subaraya.
I mean...
Although Ultraman and Godzilla were created by the same guy, co-created by the same guy.
Yeah, when it comes to rights, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah,
right. Yeah. But it's just interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for the show this week, or this time around.
We're not going back. Yeah, we're not going back to a weekly schedule or anything. It's just I just thought that the Direct had enough Japanese games that were like, okay, this is probably important. We should talk about
and
this a bit.
I should also do a quick shout out to outgoing Silicon Era EIC, Jenny Lada, who has been instrumental in the way the site has functioned and has been a beacon for everything Japanese related that we've been covering ever since we started this podcast. So major props to Jenny Lada, and I can't wait to see what they do next after stepping down. So hats off to you, Jenny Lada.
And our thoughts go out to our friends at Game Informer who are experiencing mass layoffs.
Yeah. So show your support to your favorite editor and video person, and any other person on the content team, because this really sucks, especially in this whatever you want to call this climate. So show some love, show some support. And yeah, I think those are the announcements we wanted to get through. And having that said, thank you for listening. Thank you for having us in your ear holes. As always.
Yeah, we don't know what the next thing will be. It'll probably be about. Well, it could be about a number of things. Let us know if you want us to do a Yu-Gi-Oh episode talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. I could probably get a guest or two for that. But otherwise, the next thing we might talk about is one of the many JRPGs coming out the rest of the year.
Yeah. Anyway, having that said, as always, take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to one another. Stay healthy.
Please still get vaccinated and get boosted when and if you can.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Like, I would prefer more people continue to wear a mask, but a lot of people don't. So I don't know how much saying that even helps. I still do.
Yeah, and with that, this has been Erroll. This has been Jason. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, matane.